Yo, what's going on, guys? It is Foxy298 here, and welcome to the start of my F1 2019 career mode for you guys today here on the channel. Happy F1 2019 launch day, and hopefully you guys that have bought the Legendary or the Legends Edition have gone ahead and have got the game now. And let me know what you think of the game, your little first impressions in the comment section down below, and yeah, we'll go through them. But anyway, as you can see, we are currently just creating our character, as you obviously have to do. And I was just sort of having around. You can see I've sped up this a little bit because I'd rather it not go on for absolutely ages. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to career mode. I'm really looking forward to F1 2019. Nice fresh start, especially for myself. And I'm really looking forward to just get on with it. Now, when you create your driver, when you go into head and you click on your number, you actually have the option to select that if you ever win a championship in either a league or in your career mode, it will change to the number 1 on your car, obviously, which I think is actually a really cool feature, especially for when you are winning in a league. I think that's quite cool. But as you can see, then I'm currently just going through and just creating everything right now. And as you can see, like I said, by speeding it up, it just sort of saves the time needed for all of that. And as you can see, I'm trying to just create my helmet, and my helmet is going to kind of give away what team I'm actually going for, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, I knew what team I was going to go for, and I've already announced what team I'm going for. But if you don't know what team I'm going for, well, you just have to wait to the end of the video, and then you'll find out. But as you can see, creating my helmet here. And that will probably change, because when I created this, obviously I recorded this at midnight, and yeah, I was just, you know, really hyped to just get into the game itself. But yeah, as you can see then, in terms of F2, so we're going to pick up F2 car, and I decided to go with Arden, because YOLO, BWT, got to get that pinkness rocking. And we're going to start our career and go into the McLaren Driver Academy.
Arden's new driver really commanding the race here. Devon Butler still ruthlessly giving chase. These two have been really scrapping it out for the early wins in the championship. And something's wrong. Butler sees his chance. Some kind of mechanical failure. Picking up speed again. It's unclear what the issue was. Can they still finish this race?
Alright, so as you can see there then, we have obviously got a turbo problem, and we're going to lose out in the high speed. And yeah, so you can see then that I picked Arden, and this is the team obviously that I'm going to be using just for F2. And obviously I'm going into the McLaren Driver Academy, like I said earlier, but you know, I don't really remember one cutscene to get cut off. But I'm not really that bothered if I cut off a cutscene, because you've probably seen it already by now. But anyway then, as you can see, this is the first time that I'm getting used to the car, and straight away I completely missed my braking zone, which is fantastic. And as you can see, I lose the back end there, nearly go into the back of Lucas Weber there, or Weber. I don't know how people are pronouncing it these days. I've heard lots of people complain about it, so I'm going to go with Weber because, you know, YOLO, and I can say what I want. Right, so let's get into used to it. And you can see here, this was my first time driving on the game, and yeah, I'm already doing very, very bad as I try and basically learn how on earth to drive again, because I haven't played F1 in a long time. Also, I've gone ahead and actually changed the assists that I've run for this year. Now, in all F1s, I've been running literally all assists off, but apart from the fact that I've had low braking assist. For this year, I've now turned off low braking assist. I still have ABS on, but I literally have now turned off low braking assist. It's something that I've never really turned off before, and I knew that if I didn't turn it off now, I would probably still keep it on for like the rest of the year. So we're trying to do that. But on to lap 35 of the Grand Prix now. As you can see, Lucas is up front now, starting to pull away as we get a little bit too deep there into the corner. Still trying to learn the car a little bit here, as Luca Giotto now tries to go down the inside here in towards turn 9. It's going to be very close, still side-by-side action there, but Giotto has to back out of it, which is kind of strange because I have a turbo problem, and yet he didn't have the speed to outdrag me. As we go in now towards the hairpin, and you can see this time around, I actually managed to get through the hairpin, so I managed to understand one corner. But yeah, you can still see that I'm struggling a little bit, and you'll see later down in the F2 line how we just about managed to get a hold of the cars there and understand them a little bit as we now go flying through now in towards the chicane here. and you can see that I'm still trying to hold my own a little bit here, and try and, you know, get a little bit aggressive. But unfortunately, I got too aggressive there on the exit there of the final corner. I just went flat out, tried to push too hard. Wasn't the best idea there, because now here comes Lucas Giotto on the straight, and I think Markelov there is in the background as well now, as we go in towards the first corner. Now this is going to be very tight here between the lot of us, as we now go down the inside. We've managed to fend off against Markelov, but we're not going to be able to fend off, unfortunately, against Luca Giotto, who now is obviously sprinting clear now in the distance there. So a little bit of a mistake there from myself, and that's cost me some time, and that was all down to the fact that obviously when you run with low braking assist, basically what it does is if you go into one of these long sweeping corners like now, what it would do is it would automatically slow the car down a bit for you, and you could just keep your foot flat to the floor. I was too used to that, so I just put my foot flat to the floor. I kind of forgot I'm in an F2 car. It's not really got the downforce of an F1 car as we get very close onto the back of Giotto now. And we try and have a look there, at the back end tank slapper coming out there, as I understand that traction is absolutely critical in this game. It is really, really difficult to get the traction down, and you can see it there again, just struggling. And Markelov now has a sneaky look towards the inside, but we cleverly positioned the car there to cut him off in that scenario. And in this stage, ever since Giotto got past me, I was actually getting into a very good position to get back past Luca Giotto, but unfortunately, I just had a really, really scruffy final lap as Markelov now goes to the outside line here of the hairpin, but it's not going to work on that occasion. We have the advantage to just stay in front of Arden, Artem, sorry, not Arden. Arden is the team that I'm driving in, I think. We managed to stay in front of Markelov for the time being. As you can see there, Devon Butler wins the Spanish Grand Prix as well per this entire scenario sequence. And Thiessen finishes that. Lucas Weber manages to go ahead and take second place then, not second place, but he got the fastest lap, so that's good for him. Across the start-finish line though, for us it's going to be P7, and that's a decent result. You know, we only lost one position from where we started in terms of like the scenario sequence itself. And I was just about starting to grasp not only, you know, the braking assist stuff that I've never turned off before, but I was also starting to grasp how an F2 car felt. And a lot of people have been saying, from what I've heard from, you know, when everyone got those review copies, like a few days ago, not just all, that, you know, the F2 cars are very unnecessary, and well, that's quite evidential considering the fact that, you know, that it's an F2 car. It doesn't have the downforce of a Formula 1 car. So yeah, but P7 nonetheless, really, really solid result. Obviously now you can see there's great old Devon Butler on the podium. You know, love him. Gotta love Devon on the podium. Great. Yeah, I'm not you know, upset at all by Devon there on the podium. But you can see there it is Russian time ahead of Carling and then ahead of Dams on that top step of the podium. But now, as you can see, just wanted to show you guys how the podium celebrations work. A little bit slightly different in terms of animations. They got a bit of animation in terms of getting some champagne sprayed in their face and how they don't like that. Yeah, overall, the celebrations is kind of the same. You can see there then it's Butler from Albon and Norris. Then it is Lucas, who managed to pass George Russell and set the fast lap in the process ahead of Giotto and myself.
There you are. That was an exciting race. It definitely got people talking about you, which means I was able to secure a quick interview.
Okay, we're all set over here.
Just a minute. Remember, anything you say to the press can go very, very public. So be relaxed, but also be conscious of what you're saying and how it might come across to other people, okay? I think we're ready.
Great. So Emma keeps telling me you're the one to watch this season. If that's true, you'll be doing plenty of these. Just remember, be yourself. And the more you can give me, the better this will go. Right, stand here. Turn a little this way for me. Perfect.
I'm uncomfortable
Ready?
in this position.
An exciting race today. Let's get your perspective. So you and Lucas are new to the team. How are you settling in?
So when I actually went ahead and did these interview sections, I didn't realise I extended the time.
Okay, so how did you feel about being ordered to give up the position to Lucas?
I mean, if it wasn't for my mistake, I still would have let Lucas go past in the first place. It was the right decision. Like, you know, I have an issue.
Great. Well, that's everything.
All right, thanks. Now I can move. God, love loading times. ASMR Formula 1 loading time.
Hey, look, I know that wasn't easy letting me pass, but it was the right choice. It was good driving.
Yeah, that's how I describe it, mate. Just good, not great. 1 in 6. 1 in 6 makes the leap to F1. The other 5 are still watching their less talented teammates collect all their points. Shame, really. A lot of great drivers never get their chance because they do it all for the team.
Those teams got us here.
Yeah, but it's the drivers that take the risk. We should get the rewards. You ever won a race in F1? That's how winners think.
And remind me, how many F1 races have you won?
That fun.
You watch this space. At the end of this championship, I'll be the one lifting the trophy, and I won't use my teammates to nick the podium.
Okay, I'm out. You believe what you want, Devon, but it's still early days.
He's either very clever or you're just a pushover. You really think if the situation was reversed, he'd do the same for you? You want to start looking out for yourself. No one else will.
Yeah, Devon, I know why the community doesn't like you. No commentary at the moment, so I'm going to commentate over it now. I'm much better than every other commentator. Here we go, up towards the hill now, into turn 3, switches the inside, ultimate dive bomb. That is what I'm going to be like when I realise that I don't have braking assist. Go very wide there, and corner cut. See? Genius.
Look at them go! Devon Butler locked in wheel-to-wheel racing with his championship rival, desperate to shut them down and stop them getting past. And there's contact. Butler simply left them nowhere to go. There was just no way for them to have avoided that. And look, there's significant damage. Not sure if that was down to recklessness or sheer aggression, but I'm sure the stewards are going to have something to say very shortly.
Funny fact is that's not even a penalty. That's actually my fault for not backing out of that. I love how they made a scenario to give Devon Butler a penalty, yet it's not even a penalty to Butler. I didn't back out of the corner. He had the line, he had the position. I should back out and then just wait for another opportunity. But anyway, enough of that aside, we're here for the Austrian Grand Prix now. And as you can see here, slowly but surely trying to get used to the track. And again, all the assist changes that I have made. And mainly to the fact that I was basically extremely tired at this point. But we're still carrying on nonetheless here. And we do manage to still set the fastest middle sector and final sector so far. Lap 36 going to lap 37. This is when I really started to get a feel for the car and just understand what I was working with now, as we set a new fastest lap of 1:17.800, bang on the dot there, which really made me happy because I just like it when it's 0.00. I don't know why, just it's like a thing. And then Lucas Weber sets a 1:17.800, a new fastest lap, which is yeah, quite coincidental there. As we now move into the sector last corner here, the end of lap 37, we've managed to catch up to Jack Aiken now, and we're trying to get past him now. As you can see here, the back end working nicely with me now. So you open up DRS here on the straight now as we can go in towards the outside line now, towards turn 1. This is going to be quite a difficult overtake here, trying to swoop it around the outside, but we just about get past Jack there, and that is us up now into P10, I believe it is, in the Grand Prix. But meanwhile, up ahead here, that's George Russell on his Devon Butler now. I'm not sure who he's attacking. I think it's Luca Giotto, but I'm not 100% sure because I'm not that confident on F2 cars, but I do know, obviously, F2 drivers' names, sort of. But anyway, Devon Butler now going down towards turn 4 here. He's actually not got the best run that I would have thought he would with DRS there. It's a very good defensive drive there, and now Butler has to try and see if he can try and make it work in the middle sector, but he doesn't quite get the drive that he needs, and he unfortunately loses out in that position now. So the final lap of the Grand Prix, we set another fastest lap of the race, but we're 1.6 behind George Russell. I don't think it's going to be enough here as we go very wide, pushing really hard to try and catch up to these three in front. But as you can see, Butler is still stuck behind whatever queue of cars that he's behind. So this is an opportunity for us to try and steal the position here. We're fastest in the first sector now by a couple of hundredths of a second there. And I'm not quite sure. Who is that in front of Butler? I just can't see it on my screen. It's really frustrating. But Russell now with DRS. Unfortunately, we do not have DRS at this stage because we're just too far back when the detection zone came into place. But you can see now as we move in towards the middle sector here how we are just that much faster, and we again just needed that little bit of time to just learn the track more. And now as we go in towards the middle sector here, Russell going much, much slower. Norris wins the Grand Prix there for Carling as we now try and go down the inside of Russell here. See the gap, go for it. It's Roberto Merry that's in front of us actually in all of this. What a lad he is. And as you can see here, Russell tries to go defensive here, and I've got to get past him. I don't think I'm going to get past Butler though as we go down the inside here of George Russell. Side by side, he's still there on the exit into the final corner now. And unfortunately, what we did wasn't enough because Devon Butler does manage to beat us in that scenario. I couldn't catch Butler in time and I couldn't pass him. And honestly, I actually forgot that Butler pitted in this scenario. So I thought I actually beat him because of his penalty. But I forgot he made a pit stop. So that was a little bit awkward on my behalf. But yeah, it was quite a fun race actually. And I really did enjoy driving around the track. What I really, like I said, struggled with in the opening first few segments of the Grand Prix was traction out of the corners. I was just putting the power down a little bit too aggressively. And again, when you run with low braking assist, when you put your foot flat to the floor, the car automatically applies a little bit of braking in there just to stop you from spinning up the wheels and, you know, flying off into the wall. So again, just a little bit more of a learning curve for myself. And I really like that. I want to learn how to be, you know, be better and not rely on any assists. And now I'm down to ABS, which is great. And that's something I want to improve upon. And as you can see there, like I said, Lando Norris picking up the win, the meme lord himself. And you gotta love Lando. Come on now, like Lando is literally the meme of the memes right now. And yeah. So that was quite a fun scenario there. I thought that was a good one. The only issue I'd have, I'd say, like I said at the start, is the cutscene. If you're gonna do like contact like that, make it so it is actually a penalty, because it wasn't. But you know, at the end of the day, that's just me being fussy. But as you can see, then it's a Carling 1-2 with Norris and Camera, and then Nick De Vries, and then it's Markelov, Giotto, Albon, Merry, Butler, myself, Russell, Aiken, Fuoco, Latifi, Delatraz, Weber, Manny, those guys, because I don't know how to pronounce their names. So we're just going to roll with that instead because, you know, YOLO.
Bad luck today. That must be incredibly disappointing. It seems to me that collision with Devon clearly cost you a lot of time. Are you disappointed with the final result?
I mean, kind of, but, like, it's just the scenario. I had no choice.
So did you ever think you'd get the place back from Devon?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's a big gap, but, you know, might as well see what happens. I'm not going to just say no, am I? I'm going to at least go for it in that scenario. Why would I not?
I've seen that you and Lucas have been picking up a lot of points recently. What do you think of your championship chances?
It's going to go well. Why wouldn't it?
Great. Well, that's everything.
Why am I in a different position to the last interview? Yo, my car looks sick. Welcome back to the ASMR loading screen section. You really do love this one.
Hey, Devon. Devon, stop.
Not now, I'm busy.
Hey, what are you doing?
That was the gayest
Seriously.
slap ever.
I'm going to celebrate my excellent drive.
We saw what you did. It was reckless. You should have been black flagged.
Yeah, and I wasn't because it was my line. You were in my space. You shouldn't have been. Next time, stay out of my way.
No, someone could have been hurt.
I actually agree
And that
with
didn't
Devon.
happen, so what's your problem?
My problem is that your actions out there are too dangerous.
Listen, contact happens, okay? Took my penalty, but I kept it focused, kept it smooth, and came out on top. That's racing. Every time I make a tough move, do you want to play race director? Then quit driving and take the job. Until then, I don't owe you anything.
Devon, you don't get it. It's not me you should be apologizing to.
Look, you grab your space on the track, and then it's all or nothing. That's just how it goes. And anyway, you still couldn't beat me, even with my penalty.
That's because I'm new
So
to
no
the
hard
game,
feelings,
faggot.
okay? Not from my end anyway. Chin up.
Abu Dhabi, each and every...
And then here we are then for the final round of the F2 Championship, whereby we're both tied on points now in this championship fight. And it's going to be a straight battle between myself and Butler. But yeah, I mean, the only issue... Why is Lucas Weber trying to I understand that Lucas Weber is backing me up because I'm the greatest, but why is it that I can't speak for myself. It's quite weird how he's like, you should be black fat. It's like, why can't I just say if that was that? Anyway, we're here for the start of the Grand Prix. Now it's going to be 11 laps of this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix circuits. We've got 5 red lights and it's lights out. And away we go then for the title showdown here. And as you can see, we get a good start initially, but we bogged down in the second phase here. Nick de Vries now gets to run us, and so does Louis Delatraz, as we now manage to fend off against Delatraz, but now he's still got Nick de Vries to worry about, as Lando Norris there in the foreground is trying to get past George Russell, as we now have to go swooping around the outside here, as Nick's still there, side by side with de Vries. It's a great scrap that we've got going on as we go down the inside of Norris here. Have a look at Russell here, and I exceeded track limits. I didn't really have anywhere else to go, but that was my own fault as the back end stepped out there, and this time I go for a move on Russell down the inside and towards the hairpin, but that really didn't do well as I get, again, a big snap on traction, and that's what I was talking about throughout this entirety of this episode, is how I was struggling to just be able to apply the power gently and just not, you know, spin up the wheels like I was just then. As you can see, Norris now on the straight here doing a very good job trying to out-drag me as we now go in towards the hairpin, but we do manage to outbrake much earlier there, and we can get away with that one. Now we're up into 7th place, and we do make up a grid position there, and obviously starting in P8, which if this is race number 2, that means that we got we obviously won the feature race now here in the sprint race. Obviously that means that Seti Camara, who is in the lead at the moment, got reverse grid pole as we now go down the inside there of George Russell. Very sweet overtake, and that is us now up into 6th place into the Grand Prix, as we now have got Lucas Weber to worry about in the other Arden car now, my teammate. And I need to get past him quite quickly in order for me to then keep my attack going on Devon Butler. But already I was settling into the Grand Prix quite nicely, actually. I was feeling confident with my pace. And yeah, I was, you know, this is where I really clicked with the F2 car, finally. Like in Austria, I sort of clicked in the final, like, 2-3 laps, like I said. Spain, never clicked with the F2 car. But here, I'm really, like, working well with it. I'm really enjoying driving it, as we now have a little look at Lucas now coming into this nice triple chicane section, and once again we sort of dive down the inside there on Lucas, and that is quite a simple overtake for us in the end, as now we continue to scrap away with the other F2 cars now. And I think is that, no, it's not Markelov. I don't actually know who that is in front right now, but that's Butler there in the lead at the moment, or in 2nd place, sorry. So he's making up some great progress here as we now go down the inside of the Dams car there, and that is us now up into 4th place, and we've got Luca Giotto in P3, I believe. Yeah, oh, it was Alex Albon. Yeah, I wouldn't have known that, so yeah, that's completely fine. But as you can see, we set the fastest middle sector of the race so far as well, as we now go through the second to last corner here. A little bit slidey on the exit, but it's completely fine. And now in towards the final corner here, fighting against Luca Giotto. Camara sets the fast lap ahead of Butler with the fastest lap, then we go a 10th faster than Devon Butler, which is promising for myself. So I have got the pace to go at Devon Butler, and we did obviously have to make a lot of overtakes during that time period. So obviously in that situation, we didn't quite get the best sort of lines that we really could have taken. And as you can see here, really clicking, look at the speed that we're closing now onto the back of Giotto as we go in towards the chicane now. We're 2 tenths or 3 tenths up, and look at the speed that we got. I nearly spun Giotto around, I'm not gonna lie. I sort of had to back off a little bit, because if I carried on, definitely would have spun Giotto around, but we take a wide line in towards the hairpin to get us a better run through it, and it's worked an absolute treat now as we're onto the back of Luca here with some DRS now on the straight. This is going to be quite a simple overtake now as we go towards the inside line here, just breezed him past Luca Giotto. He didn't really stand a chance there, and that was critical, because as you can see up front, Devon Butler is on the back of Seti Camara, and I need to pass Butler before I can get onto the back of Camara as the back end slides out a little bit there, and that's not going to help my chances. Again, really heavily going towards that inside line to cover off Giotto, but Giotto has got DRS now on this straight. 6th gear now as we go up in towards the chicane section now. This is probably my strongest part of the track here as we now go down towards the inside. I was very careful on the brakes here. I was tempted to just do a heavy outbraking maneuver, but what good was that going to do me? And as you can see now, we do recover. Bit of the scruffy section there as the back end once again comes out on me as I learn a bit more with the traction, just pushing a bit hard than I should probably be doing. On to lap 6 of the Grand Prix, and now we finally are closing up to the back of Butler and Camara, and we've dropped Giotto now. So the fight is now a top 3 scrap with between myself, Devon Butler, and also obviously Sergei Seti Camara. And now let's see what we can do with these 2 cars right in front of us, the Russian time and the Carlin car. And yeah, as you can see on the straight there, we didn't quite get the good run actually through the hairpin that I was expecting. I was hoping for a little bit better run, but it's not quite worked on that occasion. It's not the end of the world, because of course we are going to try and keep pushing now and try and get onto the back of Butler before we obviously get onto the end of the final lap. But obviously with the fastest first sector so far in this race, with DRS assisted as well, of course, that was my biggest problem in those last few laps trying to close these guys, is that Butler had DRS on camera. So when I was closing up to Butler, he was obviously getting DRS and getting right into camera, slipstreaming into his toe, and he was on the back of him, so then I lost time on the straights. But now I'm not going to lose time on the straights here, because I've got that run as we now go in towards the middle sector here, and we're half a second up on the middle sector split so far as we try and attack Butler, get a nice run through the double chicanes here, go down the inside in towards this left-hander. It's not an overtaking spot, but we managed to make it work, and we're up into second place, and crucially in front of our main rival, that is of course Devon Bullsack, as we now go in towards the hotel section. And now, as you can see here, and we're now on to lap 7 of the Grand Prix. Now we're closing up to Sete Camera in the lead, and this is going to be critical. If I can pass Camera, it just gives me that buffer against Devon Bullsack that I should be able to be okay. And as we go in towards the chicane now here, and Camera very much getting in towards my range, as you can see here. We're still going faster, of course, as you can see now. Camera there, and you can see our lap time actually was a 1:54.2, which was half a second faster than what we did on the previous occasion. But now Camera is in range. We've got DRS, and we've opened that now onto the straight here. We're up into 6th gear now, maximum power, as we try and find a way past Sergey. Can we find it? I can't even pronounce his first name properly. I should just probably just go with Sete Camera just to stop embarrassing myself. But this time around, you can see here that obviously, well, that's a track limit extension. One more, and we get a penalty as the back end really comes out of me. And you can see how much difficult it is, obviously, to really execute all these dive bombs that I'm trying to do. When obviously I'm trying to learn new braking techniques here. And as you can see now, we've got a great run here towards the chicane now. And we're going to try it here. Brake a little bit earlier. Let the car roll into it a little bit. But a very good defensive play there from Camera. And this is holding me up now. And Devon Bullsack is going to be closing up on the back of me. So I do need to find a way past it. You can see I'm all over the back of him now. This is critical to find a way past so I can get that buffer that I need to the Bullsack boy behind me as we now go in towards the hotel section. Much better run. And this time we do let the car roll. We go very deep on the brakes here. Dive it down the inside or on the outside in towards the hotel section. You'll get the line in towards this one. Sete Camera once again comes back at us. Now we open up the tabs with the throttle and through we go up into P1 of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. I did not say that properly. And now as we go in towards the final corner now, we can sort of extend our advantage and use the advantage that we got against Devon Bullsack, and we go ahead and onto the lap 8 of the Grand Prix. We can continue on our way and build that advantage. And as you can see then, onto the final lap of the Grand Prix now. We managed to pull away from Sergey Sete Camera, and now we're on to lap 11. Final race, final round, and as you can see, the sector last corner comes up. We go a little bit wide on the exit there as the tyres start to go off in this race, and now round the final corner, and we have done it. We have gone ahead and won the Formula 2 World Championship, and we have managed to beat Devon Bullsack. I am really happy with that, and I love how I've just called him Devon Bullsack via this race. But you know what? It's better than Butler, so we're going to go with Devon Bullsack for now.
What a special year it's been, and here they are, the new Formula 2 World Drivers' Champions.
Well, there you go then. So as you can see, we did manage to win the F2 Championship, and yeah, I'm really happy about that, as we obviously worked quite hard to get that. Now, as you can see, race winner there as well. We did also manage to win the Grand Prix in the process, which is awesome for us, and as you can see, all the Ardennes fans celebrating like it is no man's business. So then here are the final race results then. So obviously it was myself ahead of Camera, Butler, Bullsack, should I say, Giotto, Webber, Russell, De Vries, Norris, Delatraz, Merry, and rounding off the top 10. In the championship, we managed to beat Devon Bullsack by 7 points there in the end. And in the Constructors' Championship, well, actually, we bossed it by 160 points. Jeez.
First of all, congratulations. You must be thrilled. Wow, you're the Drivers' Champion. How does it feel?
I mean, it's insane, but at the end of the day, you know, the team, they did their bit. They did their bit for me. But I'm not going to go with that answer. Lol.
So that was a thrilling end to the season. How was the race for you?
Pile of piss. Bullsack didn't challenge me.
Well, we've been hearing rumours of a possible future for you in Formula One. Care to comment?
I'm the greatest driver of all time. I'm North Korean. Of course I'm going to get into F1.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Thanks, babes. I won the F2 championship. Suck it, Devon Bullsack ASMR. Okay, that loading screen was longer than I expected. I thought the ASMR would only be like 10 seconds. This is awkward now. What do I do? I need to improvise commentary.
Congratulations, mate. F2 champion.
Hey!
Holy crap, I have a hand.
Congratulations. Enjoy it, 'cause it's the last time it'll ever happen.
Devon, it's okay to be upset. You came very close.
Yeah, we know things would have turned out very differently if I didn't get slapped with that ridiculous penalty.
What is it with you and complaining?
Look, somehow you managed to do a lot of things right today. It's great. You needed the win, I didn't. For me, this was always just a stepping stone to F1. Oh, you two. You got your work cut out for you now that I'm gone. See, you're gonna have to prove to everyone it was more than just luck that got you here.
Sure. Winning one race is luck. Winning the championship is talent.
Really? Next time you use that incredible talent to ram into someone and steal all their points, remember they won't be as forgiving as I am. Well, this has been a lot of fun. I gotta run. Things to sign, important paperwork and all that. I'm sure you understand.
I
Ciao.
do, don't worry.
So, with this big win, you're going to be getting a lot of interest. All I can say is...
Just going to cut away from Lucas a little bit here. And why does he look like a failed FIFA Pro Clubs character? He looks like you looks like the face. Oh, my trophy looks sick. Those guys love me. He looks like the guy in which when you create your pro on FIFA, you make him look like that so he looks ugly and then give him that afro. 2 months later, we're going into the London... we're going to Aiden's office.
Ah, welcome. Come on in.
Thanks, I've been waiting for ages. I need a piss.
Take a seat. It's time we had the big conversation about your next move. Your performance at the F2 Championships last year got you a lot of attention from the Formula One teams. Some of it more positive than others. I'm not so concerned with who does or doesn't like you. You'll have plenty of time to win the doubters over. But I am concerned with our choices. They're narrowing as we haven't shown commitment to anyone. Now, as your agent, my advice is to make your decision now. We can worry about comfort and finer points further down the line. I need you to review these. You've earned every single one of these proposals. So take your time, have a read through, and don't get too hung up on specifics. Let's get you a Formula One seat.
Alright, so my options are narrowing. So I can pick between... Oh, any of them. Nice. But anyway, like I said at the start, well, I've never actually said it, but I am going to be driving for McLaren for my career modes. I really wanted to drive for McLaren, and we're going to sign that off.
Excellent choice. From my conversations with them, they're going to be very excited to pursue this opportunity with you. I'll let them know our intentions immediately. I'll have to clean up some final details with them, but that's what you pay me for. Other than that, congratulations. You've earned it.
Well, there we go then.
You're here. I'll catch up with you.
Holy crap, Zach Brown has lost a bunch of weight.
Sorry, I'm just on my way out, but your workstation's at the back over there. It should be all set up on the network, but let the guys know if it isn't. From there, you can access all the data you need to help us direct development of the car. Get yourself settled, and then head out to practice when you're ready. I'll catch up with you later, okay?
Thanks, babes. Right, well, there it is then. Well, it's the end of the first round of my career modes. If you guys have enjoyed it, feel free to drop it a like, subscribe if you're new around here as well. The next episode will be the Australian Grand Prix, where we make our debut for McLaren alongside Lando Norris, which I'm a bit upset about because I wanted Carlos. But don't worry, Carlos is going to be like the new thing. So just comment in the comment section down below if you got to the end of the video, Carlos, and I'll know that you made it there. But until then, guys, thank you very much for watching today's episode, and I will see you guys next time. Take care all. Peace.